What is going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. Hope you're all doing very well. We're looking at 10.1 again today, and there are changes coming for the Enhancement Shaman. A couple changes on the talent tree. I'm going to get to them in a second. Let's talk about what the actual changes are. Here it is. Let's bring it over. So, this is some big stuff here, actually. Some interesting changes in terms of the physical nature of Enhancement Shaman. So let me just read what Blizzard's actual sort of intentions were here. A few talent changes have been made in an effort to allow you to opt into a reduction on the frequency of the number of keybinds that feel required to play Enhancement. We're hoping that the changes to Thorum's Invocation and Static Accumulation make your lightning spells the primary spenders and not require you to also use Ellie Blast. Changing Fire Nova to deal Flame Strike damage should help the talent feel more viable when focusing on a physical build. So very interesting stuff. They're trying to get it so that, you know, you're using Ellie Blast a little bit less, which is kind of all we're using right now, right? Wind Fury weapon damage, 50%. Holy crap, that's pretty crazy. Forceful Winds is down a little bit because of the straight up buff to Wind Fury weapon, right? Forceful Winds just makes Wind Fury weapon do more damage stacking up, but like you already have a bunch of extra damage, so it's still a buff overall. Static Accumulation now grants Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning 20% chance to refund Maelstrom weapon spent on Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning, not on Ellie Blast. Notice that. Thorum's Invocation also increases Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning damage by 20%. Elemental Weapons now increases your elemental damage dealt per active weapon imbue. I'll talk about that in a second. Fire Nova now deals Flame Strike damage, so it includes physical. Okay. What does this mean? Well, number one, like I said, Elemental Weapons now scales based on you having both Wind Fury weapon on and Flame Tongue on. If you only have one of the imbues on, i.e. Flame Tongue, because you're only doing like a fire build with like Fire Nova or even a Hailstorm into Primordial Wave, and you're like not even taking Wind Fury weapon, you're actually losing damage now. So, you know, whatever, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, really. It is what it is. You basically have to take Wind Fury weapon now, or you're losing 5% damage, which is probably not ideal, right? Okay. Fire Nova is now Flame Strike damage, which is very interesting. It means it scales off of physical damage, which means it can also scale with Legacy of the Frost Witch, which says when you consume Maelstrom weapon stacks, you reset the cooldown of Storm Strike and increase your physical damage by 5%. Very interesting. The other big changes, of course, are Static Accumulation and Thorum. So 20% chance to refund Maelstrom. That's pretty crazy. 20% is quite high. Excuse me. Like, we're spending, you know, Maelstrom all the time. And then 20% more damage to Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning. So, sort of a reason not to take LE Blast. Now, in single target, like on a raid boss or in Tyrannical weeks, are you still not going to take LE Blast? Probably not. LE Blast is like just way too strong, right? I think it's sort of way too strong. But let's think about this in the context of the upcoming tier set bonus. So this is really interesting, right? If you look at the Enhancement Shaman tier set bonus, Sundering increases your mastery by 12%. That's cool. That's fire, frost, and nature damage. When Sundering hits a single target, you deal 30% increased physical damage for 15 seconds. That's a long time. 15 seconds of 30% more phys damage. When Sundering strikes 2 or more targets, your next Chain Lightning deals 50% increased damage and refunds Maelstrom weapon stacks consumed. Well, again, we're getting more refunding here from Static Accumulation and from the tier set bonus. And then you're getting more Chain Lightning damage from the tier set bonus, and you're going to get more Chain Lightning damage from Thorum's now. Here's a physical build right here that I want to run. Let's try this. This is a Static Accumulation Thorum's build with Legacy of the Frost Witch. So 25% more phys damage and the reset on Storm Strike. I have Storm Flurry, of course. We're going to take Doom Winds. Let me show you this. So you get your totem down. Got your buffs up. Oh, I'm going to get an extra target with my turnip, of course. We want to try this with 5 targets. 6 targets would be ideal, but we only have 5, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. Here we go. So you're going to start with your wolves, get them out, and then we're going to get set up with our spenders and then go Doom Winds into Sundering, okay? So there we go. And we're going to go Doom Winds into Sundering. There we go. Now, we're pressing Chain Lightning to reset our Storm Strike, right? That's how it works. And we're trying to trigger. Our dogs are back already, by the way. We're trying to trigger. There we go. We got it. We triggered it. There's a sentence. Now, it's going to cast Chain Lightning for me. It casts Chain Lightning for me. Our dogs are back again. Our dogs are back, like, immediately all the time. It's actually insane. I'm not even really pressing Lava Lash, so I probably shouldn't even have it on my bars, to be honest, because we don't really need it. We're getting the cooldown on Storm Strike back all the time. And if we do trigger DRE, there we go. We got one little lull there, finally. There's a Sundering. If you play this right, you won't ever have a lull. You really won't, because your dogs are going to be up. They're giving you Maelstrom weapon stacks. Yeah, you're basically never going to have downtime. Your Chain Lightning will give you your Crash Lightning back, and your Chain Lightning gives you your Storm Strike back. And then your Wolves are back all the time. I'm just waiting to see if DRE will proc one more time. We'll get one more Doom Winds in here. We're trying to get Ascendance to proc, of course. But you can see our damage is actually pretty respectable, even without having DRE proc, which is really what we're kind of looking for. Okay, Wolves. One major thing is you want to make sure your Wolves are out when you press Doom Winds. So I'm going to hold on my Doom Winds for a second. Just for a second. We're going to get our Wolves back. Don't worry. Here we go. This is a situation you don't really want to run into, but here we go. Let's get our Wolves out. They're coming back. There, they're back. Wolves, Doom Winds, Sundering, go. Big damage. Your Wolves are buffing your physical damage, right? They're always buffing your physical damage. So remember that. That's why you want to have your Wolves out whenever you press Sundering, and you want to have your Wolves out whenever you press Doom Winds. Because obviously Wind Fury weapon is pumping now. 50% more than it did before. Look at Wind Fury weapon. Almost 15% of our damage. Spirit Bomb is our, that's our Alpha Dogs triggering there. Alpha Wolf. And then Chain Lightning is way stronger now. Why? Because we're getting buffs from Thorims. And there you go. We didn't even have Ascendance proc that much. We did 134k overall. Pretty insane. And imagine if I had the tier set bonus. Just imagine, right? If I was rocking with the tier set bonus, I would have 30% more physical damage. 30% more. Holy crap. That means that my... make this bigger. My Wind Fury would have been 30% stronger. My Spirit Bomb would have been 30% stronger. My Storm Strike would have been 30% stronger. My Sundering would have been 30% stronger. Okay? So we would have done way more damage. Now, the other thing that you can do is you could try and do potentially a new build that focuses on Fire Nova. So maybe get rid of Legacy, I guess. And I'm really not sure what else you get. You got to go here to get that. And then if you still want to go all the way down Thorims, you're kind of in trouble. So this is... I've been struggling to figure out what to do with the talent tree. I'm not entirely sure how you do this. You might just get rid of Storm's Wrath, I guess, to get Swirling Maelstrom. Let's just try that really quick. We'll go Swirling Maelstrom. So here's again. Fire Nova will now do Flame Strike damage. It's going to do fire and physical. Okay? So let's make sure that we have our Doom Winds going, and then we're going to make sure our dogs are out when we press Fire Nova, because it's going to do extra damage. Let's just see how this works. I don't know. I'm actually not sure if it's going to work. Here we go. Dogs. Crash. Well, we got to spread fire now. Okay, here we go. Boom. Sundering. There's a lot of extra buttons to press, but that's okay. You're not getting the Legacy reset anymore, so you got to be careful with that. But Fire Nova is generating a crazy amount of Maelstrom weapon stacks, reducing the cooldown on your dogs. You're getting the extra fire damage and the physical damage. And imagine if you had the tier set bonus, it would be even better, right? It would be even better. So, and your dogs right now are buffing your physical damage, right? Here we go. Physical damage abilities buff. So there's an Ascendance proc. Oh, I shouldn't have pressed Chain Lightning there. Whoops. It's going to cast Chain Lightning on its own. So don't press Chain Lightning. Oh my god, we got another proc. We're not pressing Chain Lightning. We'll press Fire Nova, but no Chain Lightning. Uh-oh, we had our buffs fall off. Yikes. Look at the damage. Oh my god. This is what happens when you get a bunch of Ascendance procs. It's kind of insane. Our fire damage fell off there. That was a mistake. We got it back. Don't worry. Fire Nova. So we're still fishing for procs But we're kind of double dipping on our damage here. My voice just cracked there. Because our Fire Nova is benefiting from our dogs now. They're giving us more physical damage, but that's so 30% more fizz damage, right? And they're giving us they benefit from fizz damage now, so it's kind of cool. So there you go. There's like a different version of the build where you've got Spirit Bomb still, but Fire Nova. Look at that, 10% of our damage because it's doing Flame Strike damage, and our dogs are out 24/7. Like, our dogs are up the entire time, 96% uptime on our Feral Spirits. So we're getting 30% more fizz damage from our dogs, right? Every single time. Each dog gives you 15% increased physical damage. So that's 30% more fizz damage. So 30% more Storm Strike damage, 30% more Fire Nova damage, 30% more Alpha Wolf damage from the dogs themselves. 30% more Wind Fury damage that we're proccing from Doom Winds. 30% more damage on Sundering because it's also Flame Strike damage, okay? So this is 30% right now. Imagine that the tier set gave us 30% more, right? When you press Sundering, you get 30% more physical damage. So it's very interesting stuff. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work out once we do get the tier set bonus. I'm going to try this again. But I do think that there's something here. There's potentially a new build here where you're fishing for procs on DRE. You're just getting tons of extra Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning damage from Thorums. And then you're getting a chance to refund Maelstrom from Static. And then you can either go Fire Nova, because it does physical damage now, or you can go fully into the physical stuff and go Legacy of the Frost Witch and get those resets on Storm Strike over and over and over again. Remember, you take Alpha Dogs because they're buffing your physical damage, and you're getting extra physical damage amps from Fire Nova and from Sundering and from Wind Fury weapon, which is 50% more damage now. There's definitely something here. Definitely something here, and I'm interested to see how this kind of shakes up once we get the full tier set bonus unlocked. I do think there's going to be a really, really great build here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think there's going to be a brand new physical damage build for Enhancement Shaman in 10.1? Are we going to shift our build a little bit when we get to that patch? I would love to hear from you in those comments. Let me know. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you all. I will see you in the next one.